Shit can Carlos.
We have to get rid of Carlos.
We need you out.
He's making terrible decisions. They're running the plants very poorly.
We are nervous for our jobs.
It's scary right now. There's nobody in the plants working. There are layoffs. We have no definite answer if we have a job tomorrow or not.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now we're going to dive into why China's electric vehicles are gaining a foothold in Africa and what this means for the global auto industry. A significant portion of the 51 billion allocated by China for Africa is being used to construct electric vehicle assembly plants. This move not only takes advantage of Africa's abundant raw materials used in battery manufacturing, but also lowers labor costs and reduces reliance on Chinese exports amid US and EU tariffs. By building locally, China is cementing its influence in the emerging markets while securing a critical position in the global EV supply chain. Today's feature video comes from CGTN Africa. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and please hit that thumbs up button. The algorithm will really appreciate it if you decide to leave before the end of this particular video. Let's get into it.
The launch of the vehicles is a culmination of a partnership between Botswana Institute for Technology Research and Innovation, or BITRI, and two Chinese companies. One of the Chinese manufacturers has partnered with BITRI in assembling sport utility vehicles, or SUVs, while the other one is assisting Botswana to produce electric buses.
This is the first one which we have assembled. That's why it's a big milestone just to have that first one. The rest they can follow. Like we have the vehicle, we have got the buses, but this is the first one that is so key, that is so important. It's a big milestone to say, yes, it was assembled in Botswana.
Unveiling the vehicles, Botswana's president, Mokgweetsi Masisi, said Botswana is positioning itself as a leader in Africa's electric vehicle market. Masisi assessed that by 2025, the government intends to establish a manufacturing plant capable of producing 100 electric cars per month.
EV mandate came in and we were all up in arms here in the United States and mostly about Europe, but developing countries like Africa and elsewhere are embracing it because what this is doing is boosting their economy much more than it is doing ours. So why is this happening? First, it's all about the geography. Africa is rich in raw materials needed for EV batteries like cobalt and lithium, and by building plants close to these resources, China reduces costs while creating jobs in African countries, which you're seeing here. They are eager for foreign investments to take place, and this also strengthens China's role in the local economies there, making it harder for these nations to refuse future collaboration. Benchmarking, best practices. I can't overemphasize any much more. Let's continue.
We must produce the best, the fastest, the most cost-effective. We in Botswana are ready to start our automobile industry. This is the first level assembly facility, not automated. They will, when we find budget, develop their own premises, which will be automated. As the marketing component gets built into this through their partnerships with the private sector, so that the products can be evacuated to market.
The president believes that the initiative will go a long way in supporting and promoting the usage of renewable energy in the automobile industry.
Well, let me pause here because it's going to be finished soon. It's a very short video. But there's also another strategic angle. This move might help China sidestep steep tariffs imposed by the United States and the EU on Chinese manufactured vehicles. So by producing EVs in Africa and elsewhere, China could potentially export them to other markets without facing the same economic barriers as they're doing right now. Additionally, China is aggressively expanding its global presence by establishing plants in countries like Russia and Mexico, signaling that it's preparing to dominate the auto industry even in the face of international competition and tariffs. The success of China's EV strategy doesn't rely solely on tariffs and raw materials. Chinese automakers are offering incredibly affordable EVs, some costing as little as $5,000 in the markets like India and China, and this pricing makes their cars attractive to cost-conscious consumers in developing nations, helping them to break into markets that might otherwise be tough to penetrate. Let's finish up this video.
While the Botswana government is expected to create significant employment opportunities while positioning Botswana as a leader in renewable energy transportation within the region. Yodisa Njabela for CGTN in Johannesburg, South Africa.
The EV mandate ultimately has opened the doors for other players and other countries to actually participate and take advantage. China's investment in Africa's EV sector is about future-proofing its automotive dominance in the electric vehicle space, and it's positioning itself to win in markets where cost, local production, and strategic partnerships will matter the most, potentially reshaping the global automotive industry and even undercutting legacy brands like Ford and GM in key markets. Take a look at what is happening right now in the US market.
Shit can Carlos.
We have to get rid of Carlos.
We need you out.
He's making terrible decisions. They're running the plants very poorly.
We are nervous for our jobs.
It's scary right now. There's nobody in the plants working. There are layoffs. We have no definite answer if we have a job tomorrow or not.
The head man of Stellantis here wants to kind of bend us all over after the fact that we've signed our contract.
I'm here to fight. I'm done with the negotiations. We've already got the contract. Now I'm calling Stellantis back to the table and tell us what they're doing, what they're going to do to make sure that they fulfill their word. This is breach of contract.
We need you guys all to be united. We need you guys all to stand with us and support a strike authorization. That is the strength at the table for us to continue bargaining with the company and get these issues resolved.
It's important to vote yes to this strike vote. We have children, we have us, we have our jobs. If you want your job to continue on 30 more years from here, we got to stand up.
Yeah, we're going to strike. It's important to us. It's important to my kids. It's important to me.
Let's stand together. Vote yes.
UAW, vote yes. Strike, vote.
Stand up, Stellantis, vote yes.
Yes, to the strike.
Regrettably, their jobs are moving to places like Mexico, China, and most countries in Africa and South America. This is what has brought on them in terms of poor economic policies and decisions as it relates to the policies that they try to endure and move around. But as it is, good sense doesn't prevail in terms of trying to keep up with the jargons. A lot of people complain about them, but if you keep tabs on the numbers, you will actually know what's going on in your company, which is the key performance indicators. But the thing is, what China is doing is nothing new. Best practices and benchmarking, as I said before. Japanese automakers did this back in the 1990s, namely Toyota, Honda, Mitsubishi, Suzuki, and Subaru comes to mind. All went in from a low price reliability standpoint. Years later, we're seeing Hyundai and Kia using the same strategy from a low price in market entry and took a bulk of the market, and it's exactly what BYD is doing right now, especially with their Seagull. No one is able to replicate it. But what do you think about the Chinese EVs in the African market? Is this another nail in the coffin for legacy automakers, or will this just be another test to see how the so-called best and the brightest in the automotive business will react? As usual, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Parts Manager Guide. Please smash that like button on your way out. It will only take you 1.5 seconds to do so. Until next time.